However, some of the interesting and some of the nonlinear kind of them I will like to discuss or at least show you. Many of these circuits are given in the books, particularly the Smith and Cedra-Smoke. So you need not have to really write down what I am saying because these are actually taken from the book itself. Okay. However, there are tricks something which I might have added but not much. One of the use of a op-amp is to convert what I should say V to I converter or I to V converter, and this is a typical current to voltage converter. You have a current source and obviously we know in the op-amp if it is in the negative feedback system and the V plus is grounded, the current entering here from the current source must enter through RF because no current can enter op-amp. Why we say so? Because input impedance is treated very high, roughly infinite. Okay. In ideal case it is infinite. Since that moves through this, so one can write I2 which is 0 minus V0 by RF is equal to I1 which is nothing but Is, so V0 is Is times RF, and therefore one can say output voltage is proportional to the input current. Okay. Therefore it is called voltage to current converter. Okay. If you put a resistor here, it will be a normal gain amplifier which can be output multiplied by something more, can be actually voltage to voltage converters. Okay. Just to say you that why it is called voltage to current converters. This is very simple, most of us use it indirectly or directly, but there is something which is of an interest. Normally all amplifiers can be voltage to current converters, but here is something which is interesting. If you want voltage to current converter, one of the thing which you are expecting, please remember in this circuit it was I to V, but if you are doing V to I, the I will be decided by the load current, how much load you put, larger the load currents will be proportional to that actually. But what is a good current source at the output? That current should be independent of the load, that is what we are looking. So here is this modified circuit of normal V to I, any op-amp is a V to I converter, that is not a big issue, but here is something, a modified V to I converter which shows that the output current is independent of the load. Here is my load circuit, here is my normal op-amp, this is my R1 R2 feedback, input is given here. Now what I am doing from the output, I have a resistor which is connected to the load, and this is the current which I am interested in, IL. IL is my output current which I want to be proportional to Vin. Is that correct? What is my requirement? IL should be proportional to Vin and not functions of ZL itself. Okay. Is that point clear? What are we looking for? We do not want, if I change ZL, the IL should not change. In normal sense it will, and we do not want that to happen. So I did it, I took a feedback from this common point and returned it to V plus and put a resistor down. Okay. This is a very simple interesting circuit. Please remember this is a negative feedback and this is to some extent positive feedback going on. We are trying to adjust the net feedback now. Okay. We also know V minus is V plus, okay, and not equal to 0 because this potential will not be 0 now. Okay, is that point? This V plus will not be 0 now, there is a divider going on, so obviously V plus is not, and that is equal to the potential VL. Is that point clear? This VL is same as this and therefore V plus is actually V minus, so V minus is V plus equal to VL and not 0, okay, as we normally assume, because there we always say V plus is grounded. In this case V plus is not grounded. Okay. So we can say how much is VL is essentially IL times ZL is the voltage drop across ZL, IL times ZL is VL. Okay. Now what I am trying to say, that is IL should be independent of ZL, that is what I am looking for. I also know current entering here must enter to the feedback, so I1 is I2 as no current enters op-amp. Okay. In what cases current can enter op-amp? If the RIs are not very high and the other resistances are small enough, some current may enter op amp proportionately, but our assumption as of now is we are close to ideal op amps, no current or practically zero current actually flows. Okay, this is an assumption. In real life there is a modification has to be done because it may not be very accurate in most cases. But as I say, difference potentials will be order of less than a millivolt. So our assumption of V minus equal to V plus, which makes Ri close to infinity, is not very invalid assumptions. Okay. Please look at the circuit if you are drawn, keep watching that. All that I did is, I am now trying to get the current equation V in minus VL. Please remember V minus is VL. So V in minus VL by R1 is VL minus V0 by R2, which is the current flowing from this. Is that correct? I1 and I2 are equal. So I1 is V in minus VL by R1 and I2 is VL minus V0 by R2, they are equal. But I know VL is ILRL. Right now ILZL. So Vn minus ILZL by R1 is ILZL minus V0 by R2. This is one equation of interest. For example, the second equation, please note down, all that I am doing is substituting VL equal to ILZL. Is that correct? Substituting VL is ILZL in my earlier equations. Substitute VL by ILZL. Is that okay? No great thing, no great action going on, just simple substitutions. Now I am interested in the current entering from feedback side through a resistor R3, and that current I declare it as I3. Okay. So I say I3, how much is I3 will be from here in the figure? This potential minus this potential divided by R3, this potential minus this potential divided by R3, simple Ohm's law, nothing great. Okay. So I said I3 is V0 minus VL by R3, but I again resubstitute VL by V0 minus ILZL by R3, this may be my interest of second equation. But if you see at this point, at this node, what are this node and this node are same, is that correct? They are connected. So what is at this node, what is the Kirchhoff law will say at this node currents? Current sum should be 0. So I said okay, I3 is IL plus I4, IL plus I4 is I3, okay. But how much is I4? VL by R4, but VL is ILZL by R4. So I substitute again in this equation third, okay, which is V0 minus ILZL by R3 is equal to IL plus I4, which is ILZL by R4. So if I do this and collect terms now, what is the interest I am looking? I am looking for load current in terms of Vn, and what I am expecting at the end, it should not be function of ZL. If I get it, I have achieved what I am starting with. Is that point clear? My ultimate aim is to get IL in terms of Vn, but the term should not have any ZL term, okay, because if that happens then the source output current is function of the load itself, which no one will like because I do not know what I am going to connect later, okay. So I want a current output which is only function of input voltage. So if I do this, collect the terms as I did from these three equations, I am going to get IL into R2 by R1 upon ZL plus R3 minus 1 minus, I just collected IL terms equal to Vn upon R2 by R1s. Now what is the condition I should have? That IL should not be a function of ZL. The upper equation shows there is ZL terms appearing, is that correct? ZL terms appearing. If I want IL to be only functions of resistances, okay, independent of ZL, what is the condition I should meet? That R2 by R1 R3, R2 upon R1 R3, what is the term I am talking, which is functions of Z4? This term must be equal to, then these terms will cancel, is that clear? If this R2 by R1 R3 is equal to 1 upon R4, these two terms will cancel, is that correct? So the condition that IL will not be a function of ZL will be R2 by R1 R3 is equal to 1 upon R4, and if I then substitute here, IL is 1 upon R4 into Vn. This R2 upon R1 R3 has been replaced by 1 upon R4 now. This R2 upon R1 R3 has been replaced by 1 upon R4. So we say IL is Vn by R4, is that correct? So we have now got the output current which is independent of ZL and only proportional to input voltage, but under what condition this was derived, that R2 upon R1 by R3 must be equal to 1 upon R4. If this condition is met, the output current will be independent of any load value, whichever. As long as this identity holds, this will always be valid, is that correct? So choice of resistances can make output current proportional to Vn but independent of ZL. This is very simple circuit and has been used almost extensively everywhere when you want current source to the next stage proportional to the input voltage. In the op-amp there is no real difference between them, okay, is that clear? Yeah, that is what I say. In op-amp there is nothing much because op-amp allows all AC DC inputs, okay. So is that, so this is a slightly different circuit which is standard V2I is always known to us, just put a op-amp and it is V2I converters, okay. But here we found out that that term will be what the load goes may have a function of that. So we just wanted to find a condition in which output currents will be independent of the load itself. This is something slightly additional circuit which we added there to make the point clear, is that clear? So these circuits are also given in books but maybe on sites, you can see with some websites, but this is a standard circuit which is used extensively on the chip, okay. Therefore I thought I should show you that how do we actually get current sources for the next stage, okay, is that correct? What should be it called? This is a current source proportional to what? Voltage. So what is it should be called? CS, voltage controlled current source. This is voltage controlled current source, VCCS, is that point clear? The name is VCCS, voltage controlled current source. By similar logic we can create current controlled voltage sources, current controlled current sources, everything is possible by some small tricks here or there, is that clear to you? These are the tricks which we will use whenever we need for the driving something, what we need and what is available as an input we can convert correspondingly to the drive the next stage. Drive, you understand what is the word I keep using, drive? When I actually give that output of that stage to the input of the next, is called driving, okay, I drive it, okay, is that point clear? There is of course we are not talking any technology here, not many good students in this, we have a process called diffusion in the case of making integrated circuits, when p-type or n-type impurities are introduced into the other kind of material, and the process is called diffusion. So first we put some impurities on the surface and then we call drive in, okay, impurities get in. The second two circuits I will not spend much time, but they are very important circuits in our analysis or many circuits. These are essentially why I am showing you this, because I am going to go for filters and I need these kind of circuits there. Okay. Op-amp can be utilized to create a differentiator as well as an integrator. Can you think if I have a differentiator and I want to convert it to integrator, what should be the, without thinking much, integration is opposite that of differentiation. C dV by dt is I, so V is 1 upon C integral I dt. This fact that I just have to do opposite of that makes integrator convert to differentiator and differentiator going to integrator. So we will see both of them quickly if you do not mind. This is a capacitor in the series of the input through a feedback resistor R. The current entering capacitor is C dV by dt. Now that DC cannot go, madam. Once I put a series capacitance, I am only talking of time dependent terms. So C dV in by dt is the current through capacitor must pass through R, which is 0 minus V0 by R, and if I therefore write V0, then V0 is minus RC dV in by dt. Is that correct? Please look at what is the current in R, 0 minus V0 by R, that is equal to C dV in by dt, essentially saying V0t is minus RC dV in by dt. So what I am saying, output is proportional to differential of input. Is that correct? This is differentiator. If you look at from the transfer function side, put it 1 upon Cs here, do all the analysis, get a transfer function V0 by Vns, which is omega Cr, and if I plot this as the gain function, there is a 0 going here at 1 upon Rc, and it will give 20 dB per decade rise. Is that correct? So why I showed you, if there is a capacitor here at the input, at that 0 point the gain will start 20 dB per decade. This is something you should remember. So wherever there is a capacitor or a differentiator circuit, it is essentially in a transfer function Bode plot saying at that 0 the gain will, or transfer function magnitude will start rising by how much? 20 dB per decade. Can you convert it to octave also? What is it equivalent will be? They keep writing many books, 6 dB per octave. Calculate करके देखो, to the base 10 to the base 8 क्या फर्क है? Convert it to logarithmic, simple, okay, from going to one this to the other. So is that point clear? What is the point I am saying? This is what we wanted, but this essentially what I am trying to show, that whenever I see a capacitor there in a transfer function of this kind, I am as if trying to rise my magnitude by 20 dB per decade after 1 upon RC value. Okay, this fact I am going to utilize in my filter design. Is that word clear to you? Why I am showing you this? Because ultimately my aim is not to use differentiator integrator just for the heck of it. I am going to use them as, can you think about what is, let us say per se after somewhere this occurs like this. So what kind of filter I am looking for? हाई पास. तो अभी समझ में आ गया कि ऐसा कहीं कैपेसिटर है तो इससे हाई पास बनाया जा सकेगा. Is that point clear? If I somehow make a head of this something like this, so below that nothing is passing, beyond that everything will pass. So एक कैपेसिटर सीरीज में डालते वक्त आपको दिमाग में आना चाहिए कि हम क्या करने जा रहे हैं. What I am going to do now if I put a series capacitor. This is what you should understand in principle. Circuit is not very great because there is nothing very great happening in a circuit, but what is principle behind is this, that, oh, if I do this, oh, then I am allowing other frequencies. Okay. What will I need otherwise? I will also need low pass. Okay. I also will need a low pass. So what is a low pass will be? Initially it will pass everything, at certain point of frequency it should not pass ahead anything. So if I want to invert this, I should see integrator may be doing the same thing. Okay, integrate, because opposite of this will be a low pass and opposite of differential will be a integrator. So an integrator essentially will help you to get a low pass system. A series capacitance will give you, differentiator will give you, like to give you some kind of high pass applications. Can you now mix the two? What can you get then? I can get both band pass as well as band reject. Why? Because then right now I put both frequencies like that. If I do this, then I can reject as well. So a general principle of filter is essentially taken from a simple transfer function which is essentially capacitor related. Is that point why we were all the time worried about that, where the poles are, because at the end many applications will require some frequencies to pass and some frequencies be stopped. Okay. This is where the filters are most important in all applications. Okay. Okay. So without going into much detail for integrator, if you see an integrator, I have an input, a resistor. So what do I do in integrator? Exchange capacitor with a resistor. Wherever there was a resistor, put a capacitor, wherever capacitor, put a resistor, and it will become inverse. Okay. V in by R is minus C dV0 by dt. So V0. Okay, only thing you should remember, in the case of integrator, this initial value has to be specified because capacitor may come pre-charged. In most cases if I want VCO to be 0, what should I do? Let us say initial, because once you do it, it will get charged. Okay. Now for the next application I want Vc to be 0 again, what should I do? इसके आगे कुछ तो भी एक रेजिस्टर डाल के एक सर्किट लगाना जो पाथ देगा जो उसको डिस्चार्ज करने को अलाउ करे इनपुट पर. Is that correct? So we will see that whenever we want to discharge a capacitor, a parallel path must be provided through a resistance which is switched. Why it is called switched one there? Because when during the process of integration I do not want that switch to be open. This switch to be open when I am doing like this, but when I do not want to do this, I want to discharge the charge put on the capacitor through our resistor. Is that correct? This is something we do always in all integrators. Is that clear? The charge, otherwise what will happen, the next time it will pile on that. Okay, is that correct? So if I want this term to go 0 every next time, then I must actually discharge the capacitor before the next integration is going to be. Is that correct? So there is some resistor with a switch is always connected across the capacitor to remove the charge from that. Is that correct? This is a technique which is universal in all analog, digital or whatever you say. This is the standard technique of removal of charge, pre-charge system. Okay. इसका ये क्या होगा, transfer function 1 upon SCR है. So there is a pole, this will go up to from here to here 20 dB per decade, and this is essentially saying if initially it was constant and at this point this will give me a low pass. I can adjust these two values where from it should start. Okay. So I can say I can create a low pass putting an integrator, I can create a high pass using a differentiator. We will come to filters more detail, but this is just a basic principle behind filters. Okay. Before we go to filters, here is another interesting circuit. You have already done half-wave rectifiers in your first year course. What is the way we rectify anything? Normally if you have a diode, okay, load here and a signal here, what is the way, say this is a half-wave rectifier we say. So whenever this becomes positive signal, the diode conducts, okay, diode conducts, so all of it is transferred to RL. Okay. Whenever this becomes negative, diode is reverse biased and no output is seen. Is that correct? So we say rectified, AC became DC, one directional, unidirectional. Now the problem with any diode will require at least 0.65 or 0.6 or called gamma as we say voltage drop for turning it on. Okay, cut-in voltage is roughly 0.6 to 0.65, typically 0.65. So at least till that happens the device will not turn on. Is that clear? Now this fact means that, but I want, that means for certain values you cannot actually switch it on. ये यहाँ 0 नहीं है, यहाँ पर आके ही वो टर्न ऑन होगा, थोड़ा वोल्टेज जाने के बाद ही it will start. So in fact the यहाँ से start नहीं होगा, आगे से जाके start होता है. Is that clear? This is a weakness of this. So I want to make a more precision. I say as close to 0 can I get it, or maybe few microvolts, 50 microvolts instead of 600 millivolts. I want 50 microvolts जहाँ पर वो switch हो जाए. Though this will be therefore called what? Precision rectifiers. Is that correct? Why precision? I want this switchover be occurring at close to 0 or at least in microvolts, okay, not in millivolts. This is what we are looking for, and therefore this circuit is essentially called a rectifier. Again as I say I will not dwell too much in detail, I just do the principle behind. These circuits are given in books, so it is not anything great I am talking, I am only trying to explain what is the basic system we are working at. Okay. There is a diode in series to the output of a op-amp, which is, what is this connection will be called? Follower. So we are using a follower out in between the load and there is a diode, and we expect V0 will be then. switching on off at very close to 0 or as close to 0 as is possible. Now think of it, diode has a voltage drop of 0.6 volt, okay, for cut in. What is the typical gain of an op amp, I mean this diff amp or op amp? 10 to power 4 or 10 to power 5. So if I see input, if output is 0.6 volt, what will be input? V minus V plus is my Vd. How much will be that? 0.6 divided by 10 to power 5. How much is this? This is 60 microvolt. Okay. So in 60 microvolt difference, the diode will conduct. Is that correct or not conduct? 60 microvolt. Okay, 6. That depends on the gain I use. Okay, you are right. So is that point clear? That very small change in V in differential, I can make output go high or low, I mean act as a rectifier, because diode will be switched off at less than 0.6. Is that correct? Anything less than that it will switch off. In earlier case it could not, because it is a 0.6 voltage drop was required to on and off the switch. Okay. This fact that I can now switch off or switch on even at a very low differential is something very great, because then the output will be immediately 0 going to cut off or going to full signal passing by just small change. Is that correct? So is that what precision is clear to you? Why I call precision? Because small change at the input can rectify now, because the gain is very high, the diode drop of 0.6 is equivalent to 6 microvolt at the input, which means small change here will actually create 600 millivolt at the output, which will turn it on or turn it off. This is why we say it is precision rectifier. So the theory behind is a diode current is ISQVF by NKT, eta KT. How much is eta in silicon devices? If I plot IV, ऐसा कुछ characteristics है actually diode का, ये so not 0 sorry, ये 0.6 है. Okay. पहले यहाँ initial slope कितना रहता है? E to the power QV by how much? eta कितना होता है? 2 KT होता है. बीच में QV by KT होता है और यहाँ आते आते QV by 2 KT होता है. फिजिक्स क्या है इसका? ये सिलिकॉन जर्मेनियम से रिलेटेड नहीं है, ये प्रिंसिपल ऑफ डिवाइस ही है. डिफ्यूजन क्या है, जनरेशन रिकॉम्बिनेशंस क्या है, कौन सा करंट कब डोमिनेट करता है, उसका प्रोपोर्शनलिटी है ये. तो इसलिए आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू दैट समवे बिफोर यू गो लुक एट इट, the normal slope starts with 2 kt, 1 upon 2 kt, then becomes 1 upon kt kind, and then again become 2 kt kind. Which terms start dominating in the currents? Okay, which phenomena? And therefore, it is proportional to different way. Okay, this is just to show you why it is precision. The word was people they are not explained in some books. Okay, so I thought at least you should know why these are called precision rectifier. उसमें precision क्या है? एक डायोड लगा है, यहाँ भी डायोड है, तो प्रिसिशन कहाँ से है? प्रिसिशन एम्पलीफायर जो लगाया है उससे आ रहा है, ओपैम से आ रहा है. दिस फैक्ट यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, ओपैम इज डूइंग ग्रेट बिजनेस फॉर यू. ओके, इनडायरेक्टली इट्स नॉट एक्चुअली पार्टिसिपेटिंग बिकॉज करंट तो बाहर बिहार से निकल रहे हैं, पर ये इतने से कारण वो गेम खेल गया. दैट इज वाई इट शुड बी इम्पोर्टेंट. ओके, यदि आप किसी चीज़ का लॉगरिथम निकालना चाहते हैं, अच्छा एक कंप्यूटर्स आप लोगों ने कभी पढ़ा है क्या नाम? देयर यूज्ड टू बी इनिशियली व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड एजुकेशन इन योर टाइम 30-40 years ago, we used to have those digital computers haven't come. Okay, we only knew उस समय you know when we say logic and get बताया तो हम expert माने जाते थे. There were other kinds of computing systems which were there, those analog computers. We have worked on that, analog computers. Okay. So analog computers में सिर्फ differential integrator ही लगते हैं, but we could do lot of games using analog computing. उसमें कभी कभी ऐसा डिमांड हुआ कि लॉगरिथम निकालना है, तो कौन सा सर्किट उस समय यूज हुआ था, ये वो है. इट इज नॉर्मल सर्किट. इंस्टेड ऑफ ए रेजिस्टर हियर I put a diode here, is that correct? I put a diode here. What is the input current? V in by R, is that correct? But that same current must go through this, which is the I2, which must be the diode current, because please remember diode does not listen anything, it only passes as per its diode theory. I just calculated ID current in the rectifier. ID, did you see that current? ID, Is e to the power Qf by Kt is the ID current, is that diode current. Now please check it, if ID is 0, how much is V0? 0, no connection. That means if ID is 0, that means there must not be any current here. Why there should not be current here? Because no current can enter op amp. If there is no current here, there cannot be current here. If initially there is no capacitor, the output is 0 if there is no current passing through this, okay. So if ID becomes this, that means you can say last voltage, but if capacitor, it will be finally discharged through internal op amp, okay. So if this is 0, Vin has to be 0, that there is no current here. But if diode conducts, what does that mean? This potential must be larger than V0. यहाँ का पोटेंशियल इससे ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, निगेटिव होना चाहिए, इससे 0 है तो ये माइनस होना चाहिए, ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, कितना ज़्यादा होना चाहिए? एटलीस्ट 0.65 होना चाहिए, तभी वो डायोड कंडक्ट, ये पोटेंशियल हायर नहीं होगा इससे डायोड कैन नॉट कंडक्ट, इज दैट करेक्ट? इफ दैट इज सो, one can say if this is a voltage drop Vf, Vf plus V0 must be 0 because this is 0, is that correct? Which means V0 is minus Vf and Vf कितना निकाला, अभी देखा क्या एक्सप्रेशन निकाला था ना मैंने, ये Vf का ईटा KT by Q log I minus log Is, ये Vf है, ये मैंने यहाँ लिख दिया. So V0 is eta KT by Q log Vn minus log R minus log Is, or to say minus eta KT by Q log Vn by Is. So V0 is proportional to logarithm of Vn with a constant, okay, this is the constant part, okay. So this is essentially called logarithmic amplifier. If this is 0, no current, if there is no current, that is diode is switched off, no current can enter here either, okay. However, if the current has to pass, this potential has to be 0.65 or this should be at least higher than this. That means this potential plus this potential must be this plus this, sum of the two, that is V0 plus Vf must be 0 because this potential is 0 at this node, is that correct? Which means V0 must be minus Vf when the diode conducts, correct. When it is not conducting, this potential has to be smaller than that, only then it is not conducting. Essentially if it is not conducting, there is no potential here. If there is no potential, there should not be any current coming from here. So there is no 0.65 drop it can create. So diode is switched off, okay, rectify किया ना उसको. Irrespective, the expression which I got, whenever diode will conduct, it will do logarithmic situation. It has to conduct, is that correct? कठिन नहीं हुआ तो Vf है ना, ही कठिन है ना, which is essentially given in terms of the values given to me, but it is 0.65 anyway, इससे ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, is that clear? Then only it will conduct, okay. So we say, अच्छा एक एंटी लॉग एम्पलीफायर के लिए क्या करना चाहिए, या एक्सपोनेंशियल, एंटी लॉग इज से एक्सपोनेंशियल, क्या करना चाहिए? जो रेजिस्टर है वहाँ डायोड लगाइए और जहाँ डायोड है वहाँ एक रेजिस्टर लगाइए, तो इट विल बिकम ए एंटी लॉग एम्पलीफायर्स एक्सपोनेंशियल. मैं आपको करके नहीं दिखाऊंगा, सिर्फ सर्किट दिखा देता हूँ. सो इज इट clear to you that there is something mirror is going on? Mirror is slightly different from copy, okay. उसका उल्टा दिखता है उसके ऊपर. इनको एक्सचेंज किया तो लॉग का एंटी लॉग हो जाता है और एंटी लॉग का लॉग हो जाता है. दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. एनालॉग सर्किट इसीलिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, जरा सा इधर से उधर फंक्शन अलग. There is nothing great. I am just repeating op amp basic theory. Current enters here, goes through here. If the diode is conducting, this will happen, if not conducting, it will be anyway switched off. Okay. So यहाँ पर मैंने निकाला है V0 is minus IR exponential QVF by KT. So V0 is proportional to QVF by K. This essentially exponential of the drop. VF is a function of all I whatever you are looking. Okay. So ये इसको क्या बोलते हैं, exponential or anti-log amplifiers. So you have a log amplifiers, you have anti-log amplifiers, you have a precision this. I will ask you now, you try, maybe you look into book. There are a few more circuits in analog you did in your second year or maybe doing now. There is something called clamp, there is something called limiter, we use diodes there. A precision clamp and precision limiter कैसे बनाएंगे इसी से, I repeat, you try yourself. Two circuits, all these circuit कहाँ से लिया है मैंने, जो normal diode से हम बना सकते हैं वही यहाँ करके दिखाया जा रहा है op amp के साथ, better है ये. I want to now create a precision clamp. What do you mean the precision clamp? एक exact value पर वो voltage वहाँ से बढ़ना नहीं चाहिए. Okay. और precision limiter मैंने current should not exceed beyond a given value at any cost. Okay, precision होना चाहिए इसका. So दो circuit हैं जो कि डायोड के साथ पहले हमने डिज़ाइन किए हुए हैं, उनको op amp के साथ डिज़ाइन करिए एंड सी दैट दे आर बेटर दैन विदाउट op amp सर्किट्स. ओके, जैसे रेक्टिफायर दिखाया वैसा वो दो भी हैं. रेक्टिफायर दिखाया उसके जैसे ही क्लैम्प्स और लिमिटर्स भी आएंगे, उनका भी प्रॉपर्टीज यूजिंग op amps विल बी बेटर दैन विदाउट यूजिंग op amps. Actually, do you understand this simple logic? एक देखो, actually op amp does nothing. All that we are doing is only this circuit. Is that clear? So why op amp then? Because otherwise it is not, this virtual ground नहीं create होता है, नहीं तो समझे, physically ground किया तो divider हो जाएगा, वो फिर virtual ground नहीं रहेगा, वहाँ current अंदर चला जाएगा फिर, और यहाँ current नहीं जा रहा है. ये जो फैसिलिटी आप क्रिएट कर रहे हैं दैट इज एसेंशियली बिकॉज ऑफ एन op amp. इज दैट करेक्ट? सो op amp प्रॉपर्टी डायरेक्टली इज नॉट अपीयरिंग इन एनी वेयर. डू यू सी एनी वेयर op amp का GM नहीं आ रहा है, AV नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा है, भी नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं ले रहे हैं हम लोग. बट वी रिमूव op amp and everything will be lost. Is that clear? So please do not feel that op amp does not play any role. Op amp actually is playing all the role indirectly. And that's what you have utilized those properties. Okay. So ये एक सवाल हमेशा पूछा जाता है मैंने जैसे कि यार इतना है तो इसको हटा लो ना फिर, nothing is happening in the triangle anyway. अच्छा एक बात है, now that you have, this is a very trivial query. एक op amp है, यहाँ से इनपुट आ रहा है, ये करंट I यहाँ से शुरू हुआ, यहाँ से I2 गया किधर? नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि एक सर वो लोड रहता है यहाँ तो ग्राउंड होता है, अभी तो लोड भी नहीं रखा है मैंने, तो करंट गया किधर? Through an op amp the output stage actually sinks it. Is that correct? So the current path is like this. Is that clear? So this fact has to be understood that op amp looks as if it is open circuited, but it is not. It is essentially providing a path internally. Is that clear? These are trivials, but this makes op amp theory much more interesting, that how op amp is doing all its mischiefs. Okay. एक और फाइनल सर्किट है एनालॉग का जो कि बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग भी है. Okay, so there is an amplification, there is a multiplier which can be analog. What do you want to multiply? I want to multiply two voltages V1 and V2. Okay. So I say okay, I go back to my simple maths. I say log of AB is log A plus log B. Log of AB, so AB is my product. तो इसको कैसे लिख सकते हैं इस इक्वेशन को? AB is, which is a product of A and B, is anti-log of log A plus log B. Is that correct? Anti-log of log A plus log B. कितने सर्किट्स हम मैं यूज़ करने से मल्टीप्लाई कर सकता हूँ जो लिस्ट मैंने दिया? I should create one logarithmic amplifier to create log A. Similarly, I should create logarithmic amplifier for B, so log B. then I must create sum of the two, because log a plus log b चाहिए तो एक समर चाहिए मेरे को, और चौथा या तीसरा सर्किट क्या होना चाहिए, ये 1 2 सम और एंटी लॉग। तो यदि मैं ऐसे 4 ब्लॉक बनाऊं तो मैं ए बी जैसा मल्टीप्लायर आई कैन क्रिएट log a, I create log b, I sum them by summer and then I take anti-log of that. Okay, so I get AB as multiplication. ये theory है analog multipliers. Is that clear? So given two voltages to multiply, first create logarithm of first voltage, logarithm of second voltage, then add them. How do you sum them? Summer is the easiest circuit which you have already done. एक ही input पर दो through input लगाओ resistor के through. Then you sum them, and once you get sum them, put an anti-log amplifier to create the multiplier. This is my V1, the first block is giving me log V1, this is log V1, this is log V2. What is this? Summer, दो इनपुट, एक V1 का इनपुट लिया, एक log V2 का इनपुट लिया, इसको सम किया, एक एंटी लॉग एम्पलीफायर लगाया, एंटी लॉगर सिस्टम बनाया। Is that point clear? So if you are given a function, now you can understand how we were doing in analog computations of arithmetics. You can see how we were doing it. We were trying to use op amps everywhere to create arithmetic. Is that correct? Arithmetic. वो कांस्टेंट 1 किया जा सकता है, सॉरी हाँ यहाँ पर एक रेजिस्टर बताना भूल गया मैं, कांस्टेंट्स को तो हमेशा 1 किया जा सकता है बाय चॉइस ऑफ वैल्यूज। इज दैट ओके? 4 ब्लॉक, दो लॉग बनाने का, एक सम करने का और एक एंटी लॉग करने का, तो प्रोडक्ट आ गया आपके पास। इससे भी एक अच्छा मल्टीप्लायर एनालॉग का है, बहुत सिंपल है, एक ओप एम्प से किया जा सकता है, 4 क्वाड्रेंट मल्टीप्लायर बोलते हैं, प्लस माइनस मल्टीप्लिकेशन हो सकता है। ओके, since we are looking for ultimately what is the importance of my op amp, for what I am looking for, I am looking for what we call, there is a word in electrical engineering, you are also doing a course in that name, it's called signal processing. Is that correct? The word is signal processing. What does signal processing means? There is an input signal on which you do some mischief and get some output signal. Okay, now what mischief we do is a different game. Okay, कुछ ट्रांसफॉर्म्स निकाल सकते हैं, कुछ टाइम टू फ्रीक्वेंसी कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, सब कुछ किया जा सकता है, बट देयर इज समथिंग प्रोसेसिंग इज डन. One of the signal processing requirement is filtering. That means certain part of the signal I want to pass and certain I don't want. Is that correct? So this is first signal conditioning जिसको बोलते हैं, उसमें one of the major component of signal conditioning is filter. Is that correct? Now if you want to learn filters, you must know little bit of Bode plots, because only then you know how the filters can be created. Okay. What else you will require in signal conditioning other than filters? जो आपको लास्ट पार्ट है अपना उसका कोर्स का, फुल एनालॉग किया अभी तक. इन वर्ल्ड इज, as you have learned by now, world is digital, like or not like. 90% of the chips you use or the systems you use are digital. But all nature signals are always analog. Okay. So what do we do? So we must convert our analog signal into digital. That is also another signal conditioning or signal processing. I am convert an analog signal into a digital signal. And for some reason I want to display, like घड़ी का कैसा है tick tick tick, I want to display that. Like in computer also, if you see many laptops or this, they show a watch which is like running analog actually. So they must be having a digital to analog converters. Is that correct? So the last part of this course will be analog to digital converters and digital to analog converters. Okay. Which ones will be maximum used? A to D, because you need not require every time display which is analog. Okay. You need only this. Okay. So all the processing, first thing is there are many other processing part, but at least the two of them which are most crucial for us, one is filtering, the other is A to D converters. So we were looking for frequency response, which is essentially for any amplifier or any system is interesting. If you have an op amp which is an open loop case, then the open loop gain is A0 upon 1 plus j by omega 0. This is a transfer function for a normal open loop amplifier. Okay, op amp. एक पोल है ओमेगा 0 पर, gain is falling 20 log V2 by V1 after omega 0, and at 0 the gain is DC gain, which is A0. Okay, this is a transfer function of open loop op amp, and therefore omega 0 is the dominant pole. या आगे पोल होंगे तो और भी आ सकता है, but assuming there is a dominant pole far away from others, what does that mean? What is the what it will satisfy automatically? If I have a dominant poles far away from other poles and zeros, what does that actually guarantee me? यदि ये पोल आने वाले पोल आगे हैं तो क्या मतलब है उसका? What will be the phase margin then? Positive. System will be stable enough. Is that correct? System will be stable enough. Okay. So right now assumption is there is a dominant pole away from other poles, so only we are looking for the first pole. Okay. Okay. At please remember, this is an interesting fact you can see. Omega 0 to omega t जाने में A0 to 1 0 पे आना चाहिए आपको. क्यों ऐसा theory क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा? Because every decade you move on the frequency, how much dB it goes? 20 dB or 20 log A0 essentially is what you are going down. Is that correct? So यदि इसका जो रेशियो होगा ओमेगा टी दिस, ये ट्रायंगल के हिसाब से देखा तो वो A0 होना चाहिए. Is that correct? Let's say 10 times. This is 10 times. Is that correct? 20 log per decade. तो ये 20 dB है तो ये 0 पे आ जाएगा. Is that clear? So what does it trying to tell you? It says that if you have a dominant pole approximation valid, system is stable, omega 0 into A0 is the unity gain frequency, which is essentially saying, because unity gain means यहाँ भी वो A है but वो कितना है? Unity है. Gain bandwidth is constant. Please look at it what I said. यहाँ पर ये A0 ओमेगा 0 gain bandwidth है. Is that clear? आगे यहाँ पर कितना gain? 1 into, इसे gain bandwidth product is constant for any amplifier. So omega 0 is the bandwidth, gain is A0 which is constant. No, bandwidth is the point at which the gain starts falling. That's the first pole is the bandwidth. Is that correct? So A0 into omega 0 is the gain bandwidth product is constant. Even here it should be constant. So here if omega t is this, the unity gain must be achieved. What is this frequency? Gain bandwidth constant means product of gain into frequency at that point must be same everywhere. Gain fall होगा तभी frequency बढ़ता है. यहाँ पर what is omega t? How do I define this? A is 1. So what is the multiplier? 1 into omega t is gain into frequency. But that means this frequency into 1 must be same as anywhere wherever you go. That is how omega t was derived in fact. If you see Gm by C was derived on that principle. Please go back and read what we said. Please read it. This equation is always valid. If dominant pole approximation is valid, omega times is 10 का करके देखो ना, आपको मैंने अभी एग्जाम्पल भी बताया ना, कितना भी फ्रीक्वेंसी रेशियो करो वो आता है कि नहीं देखो ना तुम. गेन उसी हिसाब से फॉल होगा ना. सिंगल पोल है ये ध्यान रखो, डबल पोल है तो वो वैलिड नहीं होगा. इसीलिए पहले बोला इट्स ए डोमिनेंट पोल अप्रोक्सीमेशन. ओके, दिस रिलेशन इज वैलिड फॉर डोमिनेंट पोल अप्रोक्सीमेशंस. इफ दैट इज सो, then omega t is unity gain bandwidth or gain bandwidth product GBW. Assumptions: other poles occur at much higher than omega greater than omega t and system is stable. This is my assumption which I started with. Okay. ये हुआ open loop. Now let us say I have an amplifier which has a closed loop system with a feedback of R2 and series of R1, input is at R1. Input at V, which is this kind, non-inverting kind. Same thing can be done for inverting, don't worry too much about that. इसका closed loop amplifier का gain कैसा होगा? By feedback theory, this is which kind of feedback is this? Output V0 है, उसका part feed हो रहा है उधर, V0 को 0 किया तो क्या होगा? No feedback. So voltage is in shunt to that means the shunt feedback. कनेक्ट कहाँ पर हो रहा है वो? एक नोड पर, तो वहाँ क्या कनेक्ट हो, वहाँ भी शंट है, करंट है. सो ये कौन सा एम्पलीफायर है? शंट शंट एम्पलीफायर. इज दैट क्लियर? शंट शंट एम्पलीफायर, इज दैट करेक्ट? ओके. सो मैंने आपको उस दिन बोला था कि यू एक्चुअली यूज एन op amp, दिस नॉन इन्वर्टिंग काइंड और इन्वर्टिंग काइंड, and see that shunt amplifier जो हमने normally derive किया and use feedback and verify whether our theory what we said is valid. Okay, ये मैं अभी assumption करके चल रहा हूँ, आप verify करो. Okay, so the closed loop gain for this shunt amplifier is AOL upon 1 plus beta times AOL. So if I get feedback factor beta, if I derive open loop gain AOL, then I can get closed loop gain, which is how much is closed loop gain for this? 1 plus R2 by R1. So I must get using this as well, 1 upon R2 by R1, and which is that value will be? That will be a DC gain, but I am not interested only now in DC gain, I am interested in frequency dependence. Is that clear? Here AOL is not A0, it is AOL which is a frequency dependent terms. So now I use this theory. From the figure I see the feedback factor is given by R1 upon R1 plus R2 or something like this. Now I write closed loop frequency dependent gain is AOL upon 1 plus AOL times beta. I collect the terms normally. This AO is only AOL, open loop है ये A0 जो है सब open loop है. Is that term correct to me? AO is much greater than 1 plus R2 by R1. Is the term open loop gain of an op amp is very large compared to 1 plus R2 by R1. How much is AOL? AO open loop will be 10 to power 4 or 10 to power 5. So our assumption at, if that is so, I can reduce some terms out of that. If this is valid, I will get closed loop gain at DC value is A0 upon 10 A2 upon this, which is roughly equal to R1 plus R2. So is that point clear? ACL 0 is 1 plus R2 by R1. This is the value you got it. Under what condition you got this? Open loop gain is much larger. In deriving that op amp normal characteristics also we kept saying that the OL is very large, VOL is very large, so only the current goes through input to the feedback network. This is the condition which we are satisfying there. Please look at it. What did I say? I substitute ये जो term है A0 upon 1 plus A0 upon 1 plus R2 by R1. If A0 open loop gain of an op amp is very large, DC open loop gain is very large, this term A0 upon this can be approximated by 1 plus R2 by, इसको इधर ले जाओ, इसको ऊपर ले जाओ, तो ये term आ जाएगा. Is that clear? Divide by A0. So 1 by A0 is 0. Okay. So is that clear? The closed loop DC gain जब हमने निकाला या zero frequency gain निकाला तो हमने ये term निकाली थी. 1 plus R2 by R1 निकाला था ना. Under what conditions we actually got it? A0 is much larger than this value. Is that correct? So is now I am clear that using a feedback, when I make the same assumption again, I get the same gain values which I have got it. So is that now clear that the feedback amplifier theory is more universal and the normal solutions which we get, we assume that automatically and solve for it, because we say op amp is ideal, input resistance is higher, gains are very high. This assumption is actually coming from these expressions. Is that correct? That A0 is much larger, therefore this is the value which you will get. Is that clear? That is why I say that any time you do feedback, it is much more general case. You do whatever otherwise is a specific case. Okay. So this example which I want to show you is how do I got that time by assumption is now provable, that my assumption is this, which I can still get the same value. Okay. Now if I substitute this back into my closed loop this, then this is equal to 1 ACL 0 upon 1 plus j omega upon this. Okay. So what is the new bandwidth now? वो अभी सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, ये 1 प्लस R2 R1 ये इसमें रखा, तो ये टर्म आया मेरे पास. इसकी बैंडविड्थ क्या हुई? ओमेगा नॉट इंटू A0 बाय ACL 0, इसका नया बैंडविड्थ टर्म आ गया आपको. ओके, नया डोमिनेंट पोल आया आपके पास. इज दैट करेक्ट? लेट अस सी व्हाट वी हैव डन. इफ यू हैव ए ओपन लूप, दिस वाज योर amplifier, Bode plot. Is that correct? If I have a closed loop, the ACL 0 is the DC gain, okay, and it has a pole of omega CL 0 which is here, omega 0 times A0 by ACL 0, which is this quantity, और यहाँ पोल शुरू हो गया. However, according to me, I say onwards it will still follow the same path to omega t. Is that point clear what I said? I could have said ऐसा भी हो सकता है या ऐसा भी हो सकता है, ऐसा भी सोच सकता था मैं, isn't it? But I say no, from beyond this value it will always follow the same path. What does that mean? The closed loop gain का omega t should be same as omega t of open loop. Is that point clear? What is the proof I had to do? If it follows like this, means omega t of closed loop must be omega t of open loop. Then only it will follow the same path from the same point. So now we will prove that both omegas are actually equal. Is that correct? If they are equal, अभी आपको समझ में आ गया कि ये फीडबैक करने से क्या एडवांटेज मिला? बैंडविड्थ इम्प्रूव कर दिया मैंने, बट द गेन कितना किया? A0 से कितना आ गया? ACL 0 पे, जो कि उससे छोटा है, गेन छोटा कर दिया. इज दैट करेक्ट? एट द कॉस्ट व्हाट? I improved my bandwidth from omega 0 to omega CL 0, and unity gain bandwidth remains same. Now we must prove that unity gain bandwidth of a closed loop system is same as unity gain bandwidth product for unity bandwidth product for closed loop. If we prove it, my all assumptions that all that happens, ऊपर का कर्व फ्लैट होकर नीचे आता है और बैंडविड्थ बढ़ जाता है. Can you think now if something else this can also occur? यदि इतना नीचे आया तो बैंडविड्थ इतना हो जाएगा. So you can go anywhere and you find if I reduce my gain, I will improve my bandwidth. Is that point clear? If I improve my decrease my gain, I will improve my bandwidth, or vice versa. If I reduce my bandwidth, I can improve my gains. In what case we said gain can still be boosted without loss of this cascode? What is the penalty we paid there? Additional power we have to give, because all transistors must get saturation. VDS सबको देना पड़ेगा, सैचुरेट करना. पावर सप्लाई बढ़ाएंगे, पावर सप्लाई बढ़ाया, करंट सिंक होके आएगा तो पावर डिसिपेट कर. कॉस्ट दिया, but what is the advantage we got? We broke this line. Okay, so I have done this. Proof that omega t is same for both open and closed loop. ACL at omega, let us say omega t dash is for closed loop and omega t is for the open loop. So ACL at omega equal omega t is how much? Unity, isn't it? Unity gain है ना, तो unity. ACL 0 upon omega t dash upon omega 0 to this, ये जो लास्ट का एक्सप्रेशन में मैंने अभी कुछ नहीं रखा है, सिर्फ ओमेगा टी के जगह, ओमेगा के जगह ओमेगा टी डैश। प्लीज रिमेंबर इस एक्सप्रेशन में मैं ओमेगा टी डैश लिख रहा है और कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, और यहाँ भी ओमेगा टी डैश की वैल्यू रखते हैं। ACL 0 ACL ओमेगा टी डैश कितना है, यूनिटी, दैट्स द डेफिनेशन आई एम सेइंग। सो दैट इज इक्वल टू 1 इज दिस फंक्शन। If square term is much larger than this bracketed term is larger than 1, which will be, because this term is, we can think like this, then ACL 0 will be omega t dash upon omega 0 A0 upon, ये 1 छोड़ दिया. If this term is larger than 1, then I leave 1, square terms को under root किया तो ये का यही रह गया. So I get omega t dash upon omega 0 into A0 by, is that clear? इसको ऊपर करो फिर term, so you will get this expression. So what is omega t dash now? ACL 0 into omega 0 into A0 by ACL 0. ACL at omega t dash is 1, substitute that equal to omega t dash. Then I say if the condition is such that this term is much larger than 1, then I square under root goes. Then I say ACL 0 is this, ये इसको इधर ले जाओ, so ACL 0 is this. And if I say that omega t dash is omega 0 A0 by ACL 0 into ACL 0, ACL 0 cancels, which is A0 into omega 0, which is your omega t. So your omega t dash, so under what condition this was valid? That the omega dash t by omega 0 A0 ACL 0 is much larger than this. If it is guaranteed, then the omega t dash will be always equal to omega t. Is that correct? So our assumption in our figure, and which always normally, because ACLC will always be lower than that, this condition will be always met. So onwards, then the gain will fall with the same point 20 dB per decade down to omega t. Is that correct? So our, if I have an amplifier, I can now think closed loop करने से और कुछ नहीं होगा, उसका ओमेगा टी सेम रहेगा, उसका क्लोज लूप गेन नीचे आ जाएगा, बैंडविड्थ प्रोपोर्शनेटली A0 बाय ACL 0 से बढ़ जाएगी. इज दैट क्लियर? दैट इज व्हाट एसेंशियली फीडबैक एम्पलीफायर्स डू. ओके, इज दैट क्लियर? दिस इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ फीडबैक दैट आई हैव नाउ कंट्रोल ओवर द फॉल ऑफ गेन्स एज पर व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग फॉर. इज दैट क्लियर? ये सब किस अजम्पशन पे किया मैंने? डोमिनेंट पोल वो नहीं है तो इसको बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड आता है, नहीं कर सकते ये भी नहीं है, बट पर फीडबैक लगाने से नेचुरली पोल स्प्लिट हो जाते हैं. सो डोमिनेंट पोल फीडबैक में करीब करीब गारंटीड है, करीब करीब. I'll say in some cases it doesn't some other day. So what is the advantage of feedback? It always splits the poles. Okay, उसका क्या एडवांटेज है? एक डोमिनेंट दिखता है, और जैसे डोमिनेंट पोल मिला गेन बैंडविड्थ प्रोडक्ट को आप फिक्स कर सकते हैं. ओके, फिर सकते हैं गेन कम करो, फीडबैक कम एज सून एज बैंडविड्थ विल इंप्रूव. इज दैट क्लियर? दिस इज द थ्योरी ऑफ op-amp frequency response. Is that correct? So closed loop gain R2 or वो भी I also explained to you that under what conditions this expression, where is that? That the gain is valid equal to 1 plus R2 by R1 only and only if the open loop gain is very very large, which all op-amps, why A0 is always very large? The diffamp followed by gain stage gives very large gains. Is that correct? So is that why we are using op-amps? Because this is guaranteed for everything by using an op-amp. Is that point clear? This is an essential feature of op-amp circuits. इसलिए ओपन लूप op-amp को क्या बोलेंगे? डिफैम, बिकॉज इट्स जस्ट ए डिफरेंशियल एम्पलीफायर. ओके, बिकॉज इफ देयर इज नो फीडबैक then it will saturate, because as soon as signal V0 exceeds VDD it will saturate to VDD or to non-linearity will start building, amplifier will not remain amplified. Is that point clear? This is the important factor which we all should consider when you work on op-amps. Why op-amps? Why analog people do not want to use single ended amplifiers, okay, or cascade amplifiers, but they want to use op-amps. Is that clear? Op-amp is therefore extraordinarily great device which can do almost everything what you are really looking for. Is that clear? And still on chip it is controllable, whatever values you want you can achieve those values very accurately. Is that clear? We will quit this but एक introduce करके जाएंगे. So next time we are going to start this area for which we are waiting, signal conditioning का पहला part. All these circuits so far shown here, what were they were independent functions. Now I say multiple functions can be used, multiplier was multiple functions, but otherwise we will start looking use of now op-amp circuits. Okay. First thing we will use them as filters. Okay. Is that point clear? These are 4 kinds of filters we want to use. Just for this, the low pass filter का cutoff FH बोलते हैं. Why it is called FH? Because it is the highest frequency up to which gain or transfer function is 1. Okay. This is the lowest, below which it is 0, rest is high. Okay. If I have a band pass, I have between some frequency f1, f2, our gain is the transfer function is 1, and if in between there is transfer function 0, rest it is 1, then we say it is band reject. Band reject. So we will use this all 4. Can you think that actually only 2 should be sufficient to create other 2? इसको यदि manipulate किया तो ये दोनों manipulate हो जाएंगे. Is that correct? Overlap करो या बाहर करो, so you can always get band pass and band reject. So basic 2 filters कौन से हैं? Low pass और high pass. See you then.